Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Genessis. This is Book of Genesis. Today I'm going to be answering a few questions so you can get to know me. I'm from Puerto Rico. I lived there for 16 years and then I moved to the United States, about to be 3 years ago. I'm 19 years old now. My parents are Dominican. They moved to Puerto Rico, had me, and then I'm Puerto Rican. First question, how did I get into reading? I got into reading at a really young age. My favorite class was English and my teachers would always let me take home their books in their little libraries and I would always read it to my mom and my dad. What type of books? So fairy tales and a lot of just like the little scholastic pamphlet beginning readers books that had like 1, 2, and 3. Those were my jam. What books I like to read? I like to read mainly everything. I like reading YA and adult. I've been off the bandwagon for fantasy for a little while, even though I've been wanting to read fantasy. I'm gonna catch up though. I like reading contemporary. Recently I've been really into magical realism. I just recently found it and it's been like my main thing to find. I've been getting into thrillers, but I have to be really in the mood because it makes me very paranoid. And, oh, sci-fi. I have a couple sci-fis that I haven't read that yet, but I'm interested. So, what's my Hogwarts house? My Hogwarts house is Slytherin and Hufflepuff because I think everyone's two, but I'm mostly Slytherin. What's my favorite book of all time? I don't have one yet. I'm very bad at picking a book that's just my favorite. I have a lot that I love, a lot that I like, but I have not chosen a favorite book yet. Hopefully soon I can find a favorite book. Am I going to school and what am I studying for? I am going to school. I'm in college. It's my second year, first semester, hanging in here. I am studying for biomedical science, hopefully neurology soon. When do I know when to DNF a audiobook or a book? Usually I give it 100 pages. Sometimes I won't. If the grammar is off, if the sentences don't make sense, if there's no transition from scene to scene, or if there's like just no point of like, do we change settings or we change times, then I'm going to DNF the book and like up in like a chapter because I can't handle that. It stresses me out. What do I prefer to read? Physical, ebooks, or audiobooks? I prefer to read books, like physical books, but I don't have the time. I'm very busy. I have a job and I go to school, so I drive a lot and I'm always like walking around. So most of the time I end up leaning for an audiobook, which has been like my best friend. Ebooks I like, but I don't love. I mean, I just bought a Kindle so I could like read my ebooks, but I don't really pick it up that much. Do I use the library? Yes, I do use my library. I do like supporting my library. I make sure that I request things on the website. I do use my library. I have 2 library cards. Don't tell anyone. It's just good to be able to go and get a book if you don't know you're gonna like it or not. My 2019 reading goals are 15 books, and my rules for the year when it comes to books is number 1, do not buy a book if you're not gonna read it right after. I even have a spreadsheet I'm gonna do this year just to maintain like how many books I'm gonna buy and how much each of them is gonna cost me. Number 2 is DNF a book right away if you don't like it. I can't be wasting my time in a book I'm not gonna like. And number 3 is to donate and on-haul like my personal library about 3 to 4 months because I work at a bookstore and we receive a lot of ARCs and I tend to take like 4 at a time sometimes, and I just have a lot of them that I really don't even tend to read before the book comes out. But on my defense though, we get them very late. At least in my store we put them out late, so I only have like a week to read it, and if I'm already reading a book I can pick it up, but I just want to finish what I'm reading and then start a new book, typically. Even though I'm always reading at least 5 books at a time. But yeah. Speaking of ARCs, I am currently reading On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, and it is such a good book. I did not read The Hate You Give, but I'm really loving this book. and I might pick it up right after I finish this one. The next thing I'm reading is The Good Luck Charm by Helena Hunting. This is one of my first like adult romances that I'm like getting into that's in the actual romance section, and I'm really liking it. The next physical book I'm reading is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. I have been reading this book since June, but taking like breaks in between because I read the first 2 books like one right after the next. So I kind of marathon those, and then I'm like taking my time with this beast, and I feel so sad to say goodbye to Akiva. Okay. The next book is, I'm listening to After since the movie's coming, and I'm actually thinking about getting the physical copy so I can read it here and there. I don't know if I have time for that, but I still want it. The next book I am reading, it is called Truth or Beard by Penny Reed. This is my second adult romance that I'm reading, and so far so good. I think I'm only like 20% through, so I can't really have like a very strong opinion yet, but I'm really liking it so far. And so that's like my 5th book, the ebook that I kind of like just pick up at night. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. If you liked the video, just hit the like button and leave some comments down below with more questions if you have any. If you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, peace!